getting on a plane heading out to Denver, Colorado for the National Workforce Registry Alliance Conference. Actually, I'm kind of excited about it in this weird, nerdy, dorky way. It's directly relevant to my daily work. So, excited to see what happens. Train in the airport.
Welcome to Denver. This is Bonner Miller, MVP with Super Bowl 50 champion, Denver Broncos. We're excited to kick off the 2016 season and compete for another time. The team appreciates the support from all the fans across the nation, and we're looking forward to another great year. Go Broncos!
Boo!
And follow signs to ground transportation and baggage claim.
I don't know if I'm still at the airport. That's the view from my hotel room. It's nice. And that's the view from right here. Ooh la la! So apparently this place has 174 beers on tap. So it's day one of the National Workforce Registry Alliance Conference 2016, Englewood, Colorado. And I'm already proud of myself because I woke up early and I went to the gym, getting it in. So I had to walk out of the conference just to say this. I will never understand problem solving that doesn't start with understanding the people who you are solving the problem for. You have to start there. Okay, rant over.
Welcome everybody, and I'd like to
Pam and Corey just finished their session and it was fantastic. How do you feel?
I feel like I want to go to Disneyland.
I feel like I want to go to a Rockies game.
Which we are going to do tonight.
Much better view than Boo, Broncos. Oh yeah.
Fans, now it's your chance to vote for the 2016 Roberto Clemente Award winner.
Day two of the conference, and I'm proud of myself again. I went to the gym in the morning. Oh yeah.
You see, we had, the training, we had higher ed, and then when they get out into the field, wanting to make sure that they continue their professional learning in a very high quality way.
Last day of the conference. Didn't go to the gym. Kind of feeling sad about it.
We'd go to the budget hearings in HHS and we'd say, well, we want to do this investment in the workforce, and they say, well, what's the point if it keeps turning over? the investment doesn't pay off. Well, now we have evidence that the investment will pay off, which is really, that's very important at the federal level to know that. And we do know that, and people are very much aware of that. Well, whoever your leadership is, get a group of people, go say, we want to get on your calendar, we want to meet with you, we want to tell you what we need, what we're doing. Put the need out there.
So this conference was definitely an eye-opener for me. I mean, it was a conference for early childhood registries across the country. What this conference really gave me was perspective. Based on what I've heard about what previous NWRA conferences have been like, and kind of hearing the stories happening in other states, is that we're in a time right now where there's just unprecedented attention and spending, that's the key, in early childhood education. And it's incredible what's happening. So all these people who have been committed to this work, a lot of these people that I'm meeting are classroom teachers or center directors who've now taken on this role of putting together this larger, complex thing that is a registry. I know for a lot of people who are wondering, what's the value of an early childhood registry? Is this just another big brother situation of people trying to capture data? Why is the money being spent there? Why aren't we seeing the money out in the field? Those are the exact same questions that I've always asked. The more and more that I've, worked as part of the registry and have seen the work across the state, is that the problems that are facing our field in professional quality, compensation, prices, and tuition that families have to pay, the limited access, the disparity between people attending who are people of privilege versus people who have less. These are big problems in early childhood, and they're complex problems. What I've come to realize working as part of the registry, there's no magic bullet for any of these things. I mean, we might think that there is. We might think that there's some great idea, but every idea that I've ever heard that kind of takes the form of a magic bullet that says, oh, I know, it's easy. This is how we solve the compensation issue. It's usually not acknowledging all these other issues that our field is confronted with. These early childhood registries are part of a much bigger solution, which is it's creating data. It's creating data that is informing policy, that is making sure that spending is going to the right places, that people who do have the ability to put their spending and attention into it, they want this data. They want to make sure that their spending is being appropriated properly. It's the sort of situation where there's not a linear path, there's not a singular way. Every state is dealing with this so differently. We have to be able to put all of these things into place all at once. All these pieces are coming together, and we're also getting to a point where public opinion is on our side. Every day I'm seeing new articles and news stories in support of early childhood education, in support of the teachers, that calls attention to the fact that we're working in poverty wages. I think the most powerful moment in the conference was when I asked Linda Smith, so is the expectation that we're going to, all these registries are going to have to create consistency among ourselves, or is that guidance going to come from the federal government? I mean, she just snapped back and she said, look, if you're waiting for the federal government to bring you rules and regulations and guidelines about how you do your work, you're not going to like what they come up with. What you should be doing is working amongst yourselves, collaborating, designing solutions, and then you bring it to them. That message is really relevant for teachers here in Oregon or any state, wherever you are. If you feel like these systems aren't really representing you or your work, or you feel like you want to see something different, whether it's professional development systems or quality improvement systems or licensing regulations, then speak up. Get involved. There's so much effort put into outreach and community outreach, but I go to these meetings and I don't see the teachers, and obviously, the biggest reason for that is the logistics of it. Teachers are kind of tethered to their classrooms. It's hard for teachers to get subs, to get out of their rooms, to go to these meetings. But I think there's still a way, whether you can get to the outreach meetings or not, get in touch with the people who are working at these organizations and give them your input. The fact of the matter is, all of us are interested in the same thing, which is the elevation of our field, the elevation of our profession, the acknowledgement and the recognition of what it is that we do and the value that we provide to our communities. So, get involved.